What's going on YouTube? It's your boy, Seth the Lawn Surgeon. Around this time of the year, winter time, a lot of people are doing two things at this time of the year. They're thinking about raising their prices for next season, and they're also thinking about route density. Two things that I'm not doing in my business. And I think it depends on what type of business you want. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today. Because you got to remember, I say this all the time, it's your business. You can do whatever you want and whatever you think is right for your business. Because you already know what time it is. Get a little margarita right here. Tip to talk. Got the little salt around the rim. Anywho, I know y'all always think I'm crazy because I always like go against the grain, and I don't go against the grain on purpose. I just do it because it's what I think is best for my business at the time. What I'm gonna talk about first? I guess route density. And I know you're thinking, well, Seth, everybody talks about route density. You know, getting these yards that's closer to your house or get closer to your office. That's saving your money, it's saving your gas, it's saving your time. You can make more money and do less work, right? But like I said, it's all dependent upon what type of business you're trying to grow or trying to build. Now, if you are trying to build a solo operator business, right, which is just you, then the route density is ideal, because now, you know, it's kind of like me at this moment in my business, where I probably could be thinking about route density. It's just me, and I've reached a point where I can't do all this work by myself. I can't even think about or fathom adding any more customers. So the only way I can still increase my profits is by eliminating customers that's far away and keeping all my customers that's close and adding more customers, creating route density. That's what route density is. But like I said, it's all depending on what kind of business you want to build. Now, do I want to be a solo operator? No. My body has I wouldn't say it's breaking down, but every last 3 years I've had a new ailment. It was my knee, my back, and now this year it was my heel and my ankle. So I can't keep up with this solo operator thing. I'm trying to grow my business. So I'm thinking about getting a crew, thinking about buying a second setup. Now, ideally, even if I had a crew and a second setup, would a route density help my profits? Yeah, it would. But do I just want to be known as the company that cuts grass in this particular town? Do I want to be known as the company that cuts grass in the metro area? You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, that's why I don't want to densify my route, because over my first, how long I've been in business? 8 years of business. I've taken on clients everywhere. You know, my furthest client right now is probably 25, 30 minutes from my house. But it's in a neighborhood where I have 4 clients, and they're all very good clients. So I can drive there, cut them up. Then I drive 20 minutes to another part of town and cut them up. So I've grouped them up. So I have these routes, but in this particular day, I have to stay in this particular area. So it works for me. And my thing is, I have parts of town that I don't really mess with. Parts of town that I do cut, but I want to get away from. And then I have parts of town that I want more yards in. And another part of town that I want more yards in. And it's not near my house, you know. And so I wouldn't say I'm working on route density, but more so a particular area. Because I want to grow. I want to be a big business, people. I don't want to just be this small time cutting in my neighborhood guy. I want to cut in multiple neighborhoods. You know, I want Seth the Lawn Surgeon to be a brand. So with that being said, I gotta keep all these yards. I can't densify my route. I gotta keep all these yards. Which leads me to the second topic. Raising my prices. Now, I know you're like, Steph, what about inflation? You gotta raise your prices. Everybody else is doing it. I'm gonna stop you there. I don't do stuff just because everybody else is doing it. When I make my prices, one, it's a balancing act for me. Of course, I want to make profit. I want to feel like I'm making a decent amount of money. But at the same time, I want it to be beneficial to my customer to use me. Because my customer can go out and use anybody. But why are they using me? They're using me because I'm efficient. I come quickly. I come on time. I do a good job in a short amount of time. And I charge them a reasonable rate. Now, if I get these loyal customers been with me for 5 years, and every couple of years I can start raising 3%, 5%, 7% here and there, and now I done doubled what I started with this customer with. How is that being loyal? You get what I'm saying? Think about this. Me and my wife, we got 2 major cable companies. I'm gonna say their names in our area, which is Comcast and Verizon, right? And we would go with Comcast because they had the bundle package, and it will start us off at like $99, $99.99. Then after like 2 years of being with them, next thing we know, we look at our bill, it's about $200. We're like, why'd it go up? We call them, we try to ask them, can we get a bill down? And they're like, nah, you can't. So we're alright, we'll go to Verizon. So we go to Verizon, same thing. They start us off with a package about $115. 2 years later, now we're paying $250. Call them, you know what's going on? Guess what? We hop back over to Comcast. Get that price down. 2 years later, it goes up. It's a cycle. Guess who we with now? We with Hulu. We don't even mess with them. The point I'm trying to make, I'm not trying to be like them companies. A lot of these companies try to nickel and dime you, and I understand you're trying to be like those companies, but I want to reward my customers for staying with me. So if my price was $45, only time I raise my prices is like, for instance, I started off with some customers that I had since my second year. I got these customers in my first or second year, and like I said, I've been in business 8 years, and my price might have been $40, right? So of course my base price went up to $50. So I went up 1 year $45. I went up 1 year $50. So now they're at $50, which is a good, decent rate for an average size yard. But I'm raising my prices according to the yard, because when I was giving prices out at first, I might have had a yard that was like like one size, and then and I'm charging them $40, and I had another yard that's like double the size, and I was charging them $40. That doesn't compute. This double the size yard needs to get charged more. Maybe the other yard needs to be charged $40. So that's when I raised the price, because I'm more experienced now, and I understand what I should be charging, the value. So I'm not raising price across the board. You know, if I'm cutting somebody's yard for $45 and it's a small yard, and I feel like, shoot, I'm making a whole bunch of profit for cutting this small yard, I leave it at $45. I'm not gonna raise that person's price just for no reason. For what? But the yard that I might be charging $50 and it's huge, they might have to go up to 55 or 60. You know what I mean? I'll raise them. I'm adjusting people's prices according to their situation. I can tell you a story about this one yard that I underpriced myself. This particular yard, it was I gave him a quote for $50, which I thought that $50 was a little on the cheaper side. If I had to go back now, this particular yard would be $60 minimum. So I left him a quote for $50. So she called me and she's like, I got your quote for $50, but you know, my last guy used to charge $35 or whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's way too low. I went against my grain, bad practice, and I said, all right, I'll do it for $45, but that's the lowest I can go. She said, okay, I'll do $45. And the only reason I did that because it was a house that was close to my house. And so it is kind of coincidental with this topic, these two topics I'm talking about. It was close to my house, and I was trying to create route density. I was trying to get more houses close to my house. So in the effort of doing that, I cut my price a little bit for this house. Once I started cutting this house, and now mind you, this house is not a treated yard, but the grass just grew so fast. Like in a week, it was ready to be cut. And I know she won't go pay me to cut it every week. It was just all weeds too, and I just had to deal with it. It was an automatic double cut, automatic. And that's another thing. I'm talking about double cutting in a second. But anywho, it was automatic double cut. Sometimes it'll go so fast I have to triple, quadruple cut. I'll be there forever. And I'm getting paid $45 for this yard, which is well under what I should be getting paid. So I just sucked it up that season. I kept getting paid the $45. But when we went into the next season, I went to her and I said, I explained to her, I have to go over your yard 2 and 3 times. That $45 not cutting it. I'm gonna have to go up to $60. She said, okay, thank you. I know you thought that she was gonna say okay. No, I lost her, and I still haven't gotten her back. But I mean, that's a situation where I feel like you should raise your prices. What I was talking about double cutting is, I feel like double cutting is automatic. I wouldn't say it's automatic, but a lot of people will be like, hey, if I got, I want to go cut it, we'll go over it once. If I gotta go over it twice, I'm charging extra. The person is not paying you to drive your lawnmower over their yard one time. They're paying you to cut the grass and leave it immaculate. So if it takes you 2 times to do that, then you have to go over it 2 times. And if you can look at the yard and tell that it's going to take you 2 times, then you need to charge accordingly. But that's what I do. Normally I might charge the yard $50, but I'm like, this grass is thick. It's nice grass. I know it's going to grow fast, so I got to charge them 60, 55, 60. Just a little extra, something like that. And sometimes you're not going to know that, especially if you're new. So you got about a week or 2 window. In between the first and the second cut, you'll know how fast this grass is going to grow. And at that point, you can go back to the customer and be like, hey, grass kind of growing kind of fast. Don't wait till like months down the road and just randomly want to raise the price. Just tell a customer, hey, I underbid it. I didn't realize your grass grows so fast. Now that I've seen how fast it grows over the past couple of weeks, I'm probably going to charge you extra $5, $10. It's whatever. But yeah, double cut it. It's nothing. That's why yards be looking so crispy clean, because I be doing what it takes to get the job done. Anyhow, trying to make these tipsy talks quick. Hope I give y'all some information. And hope you have a good Thanksgiving. I'll probably be posting this probably the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So hope y'all had enough turkey and y'all got some good family time and you watched some good football. Anywho, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, stay tuned. Yes, sir.